Hey YouTube, this is Project Prepper 42. Yesterday I was going through some of the videos that I had uploaded, and I noticed that my bug out bag video wasn't very good. I don't know if it was something with the quality of it. It was real blurry, and sometimes it's hard to hear some of the things that I was talking about. So I wanted to do a new video, and hopefully this time it may turn out a little bit better. When I first got into prepping, the one thing that was constantly on my mind was bugging out. I couldn't wait to bug out and look for, whatever would happen. I would want to just, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bug out and live out in the mountains, and, everything would be just peachy and great and perfect. But, as I started reading up on it and researching it, bugging out may do more harm than good, depending on what's going on and, where you live. If you live in a big city, and we'll say the zombies were running around, that would probably be a time for you to bug out and get out of the city so you could find a more safer place to live. But, for me, since I don't live in the city and I live out in the country, zombies wouldn't really be a big problem, I wouldn't think, because, I don't live close to anybody really. So, zombies, I wouldn't have to go bug out because of that. But if there was a big fire that was coming down out of the mountain and was threatening my house and my family, obviously that would be a time that we would need to bug out to get to a safer place. So depending on what's going on and where you are, you really need to do your homework and try to figure out if bugging out is the right thing for you to do. For me, it wouldn't be a good idea to bug out because I have, the supplies that I have are here. I have food and water and all the different gear that I may need. And I have, and, the surroundings, my environment, I know where the mountains go to. I know what paths to take. I know, I know a lot about my environment. But once I leave the safety of my environment to go somewhere else, I'm no longer in control. So you are taking a big risk when you do decide to bug out, but sometimes, that may be the only option you have. With that being said, I want to go through my bug out bag and show you some of the things that I carry. The first thing that you see when you look at my bug out bag, you see all this stuff that's hanging off the side. I have done that for one reason, and that's for it to be easy for me to access certain things. But if I was to if I was going somewhere and I knew there may be a lot of people around, I have left a lot of room in this bag to dump all the contents in here right in the bag, because I don't want to be stood out. I don't want somebody to look at me and say, hey, look at that guy over there. That's just not, look at all the stuff he's got on his bag. That's not just a normal book bag full of school books. He's got stuff, and that's a threat. So I want to be, the gray man. I just want to hide in the shadows and just blend in as best I can. So if I had to leave somewhere and there was nobody around, I would keep all this stuff on the outside. But like I said, if I needed to go somewhere where there would be a lot of people, I would empty all this in here so I would not become a target. But on the outside packets here, these are here for me to get easy access for. In this pouch here, this is my fire pouch. I don't have to, once I get to a place that I feel safe, I don't want to be digging around to start fire. I want to be able just to have it right here on hand, and that's what this bag is. This pouch is designed for. I have 2 containers of cotton balls soaked in Vaseline. I have a good, sharp, sturdy knife. I have a lighter and some matches down in there as well. And up top I have, here's a pack of matches. And up top I have 2 containers of this fancy heat. These are wonderful. You can use these to cook on. You can use these to start a fire. You can use these for warmth. There's a lot of uses for these, and just for $1, it's hard to pass something like this up. It takes up no room at all, and this is a full can, Sometimes you got to check them though, because they don't have a whole lot of liquid in there, but these are really good to get if you can get your hands on them. This little pouch here underneath of it, another pack of matches. This is my hygiene kit. You know, if we camp out near like a body of water, a river, or a creek, or something, you know, I don't like. I'm a germaphobe. You know, I don't like to be dirty, and I have all of this stuff right here for me to use, and it's just right in the front of my pack. I have a bar of soap, and inside of here I have a toothbrush. I have some Dial liquid soap, some toothpaste, and some Germ-X. And all this is double Ziploc bag, just in case, you know, there's something bust in here. I don't want it all over the place, so it's better safe than sorry. And I have some wet wipes. Over here, I have this small little red bag. I just keep another method to start fire, and some matches and some extra rope in here. Over here I have my first aid kit. Now one of the comments that I read on my old video was talking about putting some extra medication in there. And while that is very, very important and true, how I have built this system kind of builds off of each other. Let's say I was in town, okay, and the zombies happened or whatever, and my truck broke down. So I have my get home bag to get me home, and it has a smaller first aid kit. You know, it doesn't take up a whole lot of room. It has enough gear just to get me home. And then, you know, once I'm here, I have my bug out bag and my first aid kit, my first aid bag, and all that good stuff. So this has a lot of medication and a lot of supplies in it. But the big bag is my medical bag that stands beside this one. So if we do have to leave in a hurry, there are certain bags that we need to grab to take with us. But this right here is just it has 85 pieces in it plus some. I bought this and took out some of the stuff that was junk and stocked it back up with some good stuff. So I have a first aid kit in there, and I have some trash bags, and a lot of Band-Aids and gauze pads and all that good stuff. Hanging up right here is my paracord. This one right here has a lot more power cord than this one, but this one is a whole lot stronger. So I have more here, but this one can hold a whole lot more. I did that for different reasons. You know, I don't want to use my real strong paracord to like tie up a shelter or, you know, something like that. So that's why I have two different sizes, or two different strengths rather. And I also have a pulley connected to this carabiner as well, so it's all in here nice and neat and together. And over here I have a compass and thermometer. That the compass actually works, and it is right. So, and a whistle, and I think there's like a magnifying glass in there too. On this side I have my gun, Glock 23. I have a field manual. This is something that is pretty important for any bag that you are packing. Like I talked about in my first aid bag, I have a first aid manual. This book covers like it tells you how to different things you need to be able to start a fire. How to purify water, shelters, different shelters like the A-frame shelters, cordage, medical kits, comms, navigation, how to, you know, use a compass and all that. So this little field manual is something that is really important to be able to have in this bag. And if you can't find this, I don't know where I picked this up at, but you can always make a little notebook just like this one here that I have two in just in case. This is my field manual that I did as well, just to have two just in case. You know, you can research it down and write, you know, anything you need in here that you feel that you might have questions about later. So it's better to have the information now and you know, be able to go back to it later. I also have a knife, and it has a gutting blade up here and a skinning blade. This actually came in it was a kit. It had like a axe with it, but I wanted to have this on the outside of my bag so I can get to it quickly if I needed it. So that's why I have it hanging up in the back. I have some zip ties up here. On the top, I have a bandana that is wrapped around some aluminum foil. I just took it out of the box that it came in just because it took up a lot of room, and so I just folded it up the best I could and stuck it in here to keep it from ripping and tearing and bending and all that good stuff. So there's some aluminum foil, and then here is another bandana with some glow sticks. Now in this pack, I have built it, the big pack back here is for like my shelter, stuff that I would need once I got set in, and once I get there, this is the first thing that I'm going to open up because it has the stuff to make shelter and that type of stuff. The first thing that just fell out was some coffee filters. These are great for purifying water. If you're boiling your water, sometimes some of the stuff will get up on top in the water, so you need to filter it. That's what these are for. I have my mess kit that I just did a review on. I have here is the axe that I was talking about, that the knife came in here, but the axe I actually keep by itself. This is the heavier axe that I use to cut wood or whatever, and the smaller axe I have it hanging up in the back here. So if you only have one, then you have none. So if you have two, then you're set. Some duct tape. And a shovel. This shovel I picked up at Walmart. I do like this shovel, but it can be kind of a pain sometimes to open it up and get it straightened out. It was saying that it had a saw blade on it, but I guess it wasn't lying because it does have little teeth on here, but it's not a saw blade. But this is a nice sturdy Coleman shovel that I picked up at Walmart. I think I paid like 10-15 bucks for it, so it's not a bad price at all. This is my Stanley water cooker. Just opens up like this. Take the lid off and have some toilet paper. And some cups inside of here. You can boil your water, and then once you have it, you can pour it in your cup to drink, and cook your noodles or whatever, what have you, in the pot after you get your water boiled. And that's another thing. I don't have like a lot of food in here, nor water, because I have some bags and kits that are already ready to go if need be. So depending on the situation, you may need to make sure that you have some food and water and that type stuff. But like I said, how I built this system all depends on certain bags and all that good stuff. So here are the tools to do it, and I have the food and the water and all that good stuff in another kit right beside the bag. I also have a bright colored bandana for signaling if I need it, but you can never have enough bandanas, so that makes 3. And I also have a heavy duty tarp. Now, the shelter that I have in my get home bag is just a small little like tube tent. Okay, I'm probably going to get 1 good use out of it, maybe 2. But for your bug out bag, you're going to be leaving for a longer period of time. Therefore, you want something a little bit more heavier and more sturdier than just a small tube tent. And this one is 8 foot by 10 foot, and it's camo, so it kind of all blends in together. So just don't, you want to make sure you buy a good quality tarp, because that's really going to save you in the weather. So there's the top pack. Now in the middle pack here, zip this up so it don't all fall out. I have just an extra Ziploc baggie, birthday candles, extra matches, my Bible. You need the Bible. And what else are you going to do in the zombie apocalypse than play cards with zombies on them? How appropriate. Some more matches. I have a life straw. You know, these are a must-have for every bag that you put together because, you know, on the run, you don't want to have to stop and purify water. You know, if there's a nasty mud puddle or right out of the riverbed or, you know, whatever, you can just stick this straw in here and drink right out from it, and it filters it as it goes through. So, you know, this is something very important for your bug out bag or get home bag or whatever bag you want to build. Some more toilet paper, some extra batteries. I have a couple of emergency blankets. You could use these for warmth, you know, to wrap up in, to signal, and you know, for a little bit of extra insulation in your shelter. This is a hand crank radio, and what is so good about this is that it's hand crank. It does not take batteries, so you know, it picks up the weather pretty good, and it has a flashlight on there, and then the outside of the flashlight actually glows in the dark. So once you turn it off, you can't see it now, that it'll still glow. And once it starts to dim down and not work, all you do is start cranking it, and it builds up the power inside. So this is a must-have because this is not only, you know, your flashlight, but, you know, radio and all that, and you don't have to worry about changing batteries out. And as you can see in some of the gear that I carry, I keep it all in, well, most of it in Ziploc baggies, and that's mainly because if it's raining, I don't want all my gear to get wet. You know, some things are just going to get wet, but try to do as much as I can for things not all to ruin. Because if this got wet, I think that might be a little bit of a problem. I have some fish hooks. And I picked this up. I was at Walmart a long time ago, so I don't even know if they sell this anymore. But I went down to like where the traveling section is, like vacation stuff, where the travel size toothpaste and all this. And this was a travel size medical pill container. And it latches on the side and opens up, but it makes a awesome fishing kit. I've got different lures, different size hooks in here, some bait, some string, some weights, you know, all kinds of good stuff in here. And this just cost $1. So if you can find one of these, I would get a couple of them. Also in here, I have a goodies bag. In here, I have some tea, all flavored tea. I have some sugar, some pepper, and a lot of salt. You know, if you're out for a while, you know, you don't really want to eat bland food. You know, you want your comfort food and, you know, to do the best you can and get by with what you got. So packing a little bit of extra stuff like this might make the ride a little bit easier. I have some dryer lint to start fires. I also have a pencil sharpener. Now, the best way to use these is to get like a twig off a branch, or if you find dead limbs or whatever that will fit in here, start sharpening it just like a pencil, and the shavings will collect down in here, and that makes an excellent way to start a fire. So these are like 30 cents now since school's getting ready to start, so stock up on these because these are awesome to have. The last thing I have in here, you know, when it all does hit the fan, the zombies come eating on everybody's brains, you know, there's not going to be any way of, you know, if you don't have it, then you're kind of out of luck unless you can find ways to get it. And, you know, nobody is going to, you know, if you've stocked up on all this food and the supplies and all of that, but let's say you forgot, you left out toilet paper, you know, what are you going to do about toilet paper? And you know somebody else has a major stock of toilet paper. You know, you're going to need to trade, barter for different things. And money's not going to be, money's going to be pretty much useless. So you need to find things that people may need, and that is why I keep some cigars or cigarettes in each one of my bags, just because if something does happen, they're still going to people are still going to need their cigarettes even when the zombies are running around. So this is a great thing just to have on hand, and you can light one up and yourself, and smoke it, or use it as a keep a flame going, or several things, keep the gnats away. I don't know, but that's the main reason I have these in my bag, is for bartering reasons. This next pouch I have, this is like my tool pouch. I have some water tablets. This is a sharpening stone to keep all of my knives sharp. And I kept this as well. This tells me the weight limit of that black paracord that I have, so I'll know exactly. This has 110 safe working load and 550 max load. So that it'll give me an idea of what that cord will hold. So I just kind of tuck that in there. This is some wire, like crafting wire, but I put this in here for snare traps. I bought green just because it blends in a lot easier with the environment that I may be in for trapping. And this is, I think it was 24 gauge wire, so this is nice, thick, sturdy wire that you could pick up just about at any Walmart or crafting store or anything like that. So I would make sure I had some of this in there too. I have a good set of multi-tools. And last, I have a very sharp knife. I use this just for skinning because it is extremely, extremely sharp. So the only use this has is skinning an animal, or filleting a fish or something like that. And that's all that is in the top section. In the bottom section, I keep some screwdrivers. I was at one of the Kmart right before it closed up, and I bought these for like 19 cents a piece. That's ridiculous. So always keep your eye out for stuff like that in sales, and that was crazy for 19 cents. I have a whole box of ammo for my gun, double bagged, because if this got wet, you'd be in trouble. And I have one sock. No, just kidding. I have a flashlight, and that's what the extra batteries are for. I keep the sock over the flashlight just to kind of keep anything from scratching the lens or breaking it, or somebody might want to barter with me for an extra sock or something. I don't know. It could be useful. So my flashlight, and the last thing that I have, I debated about putting this in here, but then depending on the situation at hand, if we had to bug out because the golden horde of zombies were headed this way, okay, I would not want to use these because I don't want people to know where I am. But let's say that a fire was headed this way, and it was burning everything up, and we had to grab what we got and head off in the mountains, and we ended up getting lost because of the different directions the fire was going. And after everything had settled down, we're lost. We need to signal for help, and that is why I have some flares. Depending on the situation, you may not want to use these because you may not want to let people know where you are. But if you're lost and you need to signal for help, I would pick a few of these up. There are 4 in here, and there are 2 in each little package, and then they're all ziplocked together for triple protection from water. But that is my bug out bag. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button. Tell me what you think. I enjoy reading your comments that you leave me, and enjoy seeing different things that you may pack, or giving me some things that I may have missed. But anyways, make sure you subscribe, share the video, like it, leave a comment, and be ready for the next video I'm getting ready to do for our week 2 of our Kroger shopping spree. As always, keep on prepping, and have a good one. See you on the next one.